P8, similar triangles and similarity transformations. There's going to be a few steps to do to be able to do this lesson, and so I'm going to write them down as we go on this first problem, and then they're going to stay fairly similar throughout the rest of the problems. So what we're going to do, the rules or the instructions say you can transform triangle PQR to triangle P prime Q prime R prime by translating it and then performing a dilation centered at the origin. So triangle PQR is similar to triangle P prime Q prime R prime. Find the translation rule and the scale factor of the dilation. So the first thing that we're going to do is find translation rule. Rule. So what you're going to do, and it's because it is centered at the origin, you are going to use the letter that's at the origin for this first step. So we're going to scroll back up here. The letter that's centered at the origin is R prime. So we are going to figure out how R gets to R prime. So we would go right, and then we're going to go up. So the rule would be x plus, because we're going to the right, 7, and y plus 2, because we go up 2. So that's the first step, and that's what actually is going to go into the first two boxes, x plus 7 and y plus 2. Okay? Now, to get the scale factor, let me pause for just a second. So what that is doing, if we translated RPQ for R to be on top of R prime, then it would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the orange RPQ is now translated. It's going to be scooted and then up, and so it's going to be right there. So once we do that, then we are going to enlarge it, expand it, we're going to blow it up. And that's what the scale factor does. It tells us how much we're blowing it up. Now to be able to do that, step 2, we're going to pick another point other than R, because R is what's at the center. And so we're going to do P. And this is the original P. So it's at -8, -5. Step 3, apply. I'm just going to save space, I'm going to do that. Apply number 1 to number 2. So we're going to do this to be able to get its new point. So -8 plus 7 is -1. -5 plus 2 is -3. And what that is, it's right here. And so this is P prime. Okay. Then, step 4. Locate P prime, which is at -3, -9. Step 5, and this is going to get your scale factor. New x over old x. New x over old x. So negative 3 over negative 1. And negative over negative is positive. 3 over 1 is 3. So our scale factor is 3, which is saying that this triangle and this triangle, if I multiply the small triangle by 3, I would get the big triangle. So our scale factor is 3. And that's what we're going to do every single time. Okay. So, translation rule, we're going to use the t. So, x plus 8, y plus 5. A letter on the old one, the original one, besides t. So, where is that at? Negative 9, negative 7. So we're going to translate it. And then, so wait, let me think. So this was u. So now we're going to do u prime. Where is u prime? Negative 5, negative 10. New x over old x. Negative 5 over negative 1, which is 5. So this is your translation rule, which goes in the first 2 boxes. This is your scale factor, which goes in the bottom box. From C to C prime, how do we get there? X plus 8, and the y is going to go down this time, so y minus 6. A point other than C, let's do A. Negative 10, 3. Apply the rule. To get a new A, which is a new old A basically. Negative 10 and negative 3. Where is A prime? Right here at negative 6, negative 9. Scale factor, new over old always. So negative 6 over negative 2 is 3. So this triangle is 3 times as big as this triangle. So translation rule and scale factor. From T to T prime, we're going to the left this time, so we're going to subtract 7. We're going up, so we're going to add 4. Another point, let's just say S. Where is S? 8, negative 6. Apply the rule to get a new S. 8 minus 7 is 1. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. Where is our S prime? Right here at 5, negative 10. New x over old x, 5 over 1, which is 5. So this triangle is 5 times as big as this triangle. Translation rule, scale factor. Hopefully I can squish all this in here. 1, x is at the origin, so we got to do x here. So from x to x prime, we're only going to go over to the right 1, but we're going down 9. Another point, let's do y, is at 8, 0. So when I apply the scale factor, 8 plus 1 is 9. 0 minus 9 is negative 9. What was that? That was y. Yeah, y. So y prime is at 3, negative 3. So I'm new over old is 3 over 9. 3 over 9 is 1/3. Now why is that 1/3 and not 3? Because I didn't read that on purpose this time. Be careful with the scale factor. You are going from a bigger triangle to a smaller triangle. So this new triangle is 1/3 as big as the original one. R's, from R to R, is x plus 2, y minus 4. A different point, let's do Q. Negative 10, 8. We'll use the translation rule to get a different Q. Negative 10 plus 2 is negative 8. Negative 4 plus 8 is 4. Then our new Q, or Q prime, is negative 2, 1. New over old. Negative 2 over negative 8, and negative over negative is positive, and 2 over 8 is 1/4. So our new triangle is 1/4 as big as our old triangle. And this one. W to W prime. X plus 2, y plus 3. A different point. Let's do x is at negative 5, negative 3. If I apply the translation rule, negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. And then x prime is negative 10, 0. Now watch this. New over old. So the one that we just got is negative 10. The one that we had over here is negative 3. And negative over negative is a positive. 10 over 3 does not reduce. So this triangle is 3 1/3 times as big as the yellow triangle. So that's your scale factor. I think that's it.